The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Table Talk.
One more show. Table topics.
Yep, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
I'm looking for. Do you one of the things probably that I want to talk today was something that I found out yesterday, just turning my city channel the TV on. Did you know about this cultural council committee?
I think I had heard about something in the past, but as far as following it, no, I'm not, not that I've seen anything on it, to be honest with you. Why, tell me about it. Or tell us about it.
Very interesting is, again, it's a committee that was put together and to pretty much give away state funds for projects that has to do with culture.
Okay.
So I never heard about the council. That's why when I put it on and I saw what was going on, I called a couple of councils and they didn't have answers for me. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Just like CPA now, and the way the money it was giving away,
yep.
I have problems. So to start, I didn't know about. Second of all, I don't think that they probably got enough applications because people don't know about this and how to apply. And I'm talking for myself. Never heard about it.
Yep.
So they yesterday gave away their funds, $139,000.
Where are these funds coming from? The city or the state?
State.
Okay.
This is
okay. From the state. Okay, but still, the city's allocating that out. Hello?
Oh.
I guess we have a buffering problem there.
Yeah, I think so. The phone went on and off.
So state, right?
Yeah, so the state gives this money. But just like CPA, some of these projects, I think it's wrong.
Okay.
Especially those that gonna benefit from them.
Okay.
Just like CPA. So if you have an organization that applies for, and I'm going to give you an example, the Fall River Theater.
Okay.
That applies for these funds. I don't think it's fair for me as taxpayer to give money to an organization that I'm gonna have to buy tickets to go see the show that I paid for.
Yeah. So is that the little theater?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I mean,
that's one of them. That was one of them.
Okay.
Another problem I had with that was, and I'm going to give you an example because we do a lot of free events. Nobody pays for everything for nothing, but we pay for everything. How we pay is we go after sponsors.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to give an example with one of our best sponsors ever because they sponsor everything we do. That's the big post. So if I gonna do a movie night, I'm gonna give you an example. A movie night that's gonna cost me $2,000.
Yeah.
And I send an application to the bank to give me $500 is because I already budget my event.
Yeah.
And I have 3 or 4 people paying for it.
Yeah.
Here's another problem I had with this group. Some applications, they double the funds.
Okay.
So if they got an application requesting $700, why are you gonna give them $2,000?
Yeah.
Because if they're asking you for 700, it's because they already have funds to cover the rest of the expenses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now is that person now has double the money to do the same event.
Yeah.
You know, so he's going to have more money to spend if they want to spend.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. That's another question for the group is, do you really have to give all the money out to the 10 applicants that you have?
Yeah.
Or should you say, okay, we give half of the money, but guess what? We still have half of the money to give away. Let's put it out there, other people to apply for more funds that we still have available.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I knew we had a cultural committee, like a board or something. I just didn't know that they had funding to give out to anybody. That's the first I've heard of it. So, I mean, I'd be curious to see where they advertise, stating that they had money, you know, to apply for this.
Well, because guess what? You and me, we are pretty much the head of neighborhood groups.
Yeah.
And we are registered as non-profit organizations.
Yeah.
Always looking for funds to give free events to our community.
Yeah.
So if this is the case, okay, you could very well apply to have a movie night on Pulaski Park.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Which nobody's going to pay. Nobody's going to pay a ticket to go out and see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what my frustration is with all this. You know, it's like, I don't know how the people that applied has to have some connection with this board, or has to have some connection with the city that actually knew that it could apply for something like this. I didn't know about it.
Yeah. Not. What were the other groups? Do you remember? You probably can't remember off the top of your head.
I could not remember, you know, but this was just, you know, the more I'm watching, I mean, I have somebody asking for $2,000 and they give away $10,000. You know, I mean, I'm watching this and I just want to hit my head on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Well, the cultural thing, I know that Sandy and Dave Dennis are pretty into that, you know, and they
got $6,000. They got $6,000. They applied for $6,000 to do something on the battleship, on the waterfront, and I'm fine with it. As long as you don't gonna get profit out of it.
Yeah.
With my money, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And when I say my money, it's because it doesn't matter if you pay tax to the city or to the states, okay? It's our money. State money, still our money.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We pay income
I mean, if they want to do something, exactly. So, I mean, if they want to give, and you know, I mean, it was people there for painting, to do work at painting. It was people there to do, because now people actually is not going out, so they want to do virtually classes and everything. Great projects. I'm not against those projects. Just like CPA, I'm not against a lot of projects they are. But when you give, like CPA, give money to profit organizations, okay, I have a big problem with it.
Yeah.
That's why we give money, CPA money, to private properties, okay, that now they're on the market for sale. And guess what? Where is our money?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I, you know, that's been a constant complaint, I think, with the CPA, that it was being given.
No, I mean, I would be
Yeah.
the first one on the list.
Yeah.
I personally, when they say, well, Carlos didn't got money for the school. Yes, personally, I have a big issue with that.
Yeah.
Okay, because we follow all the rules they ask for us to follow. First year, when we applied for CBA, okay, they turned around and they told me, Carlos, you probably need to modify your application and next year apply for something different. Guess what? The first application should come to remove asbestos, to handicap accessible, for a study what you're going to do with the building. Fine. So second year, I got prices, I got estimates, I got everything they asked for, and I applied again. Second year, I got denied it again. On the same year, non-profit, private properties got money.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so yes, I have a personal issue with CPA.
Yeah. Well, it's,
and nobody's going to tell me that I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even follow that, Carlos, anymore. I don't really follow the CPA stuff anymore because I just,
You know,
I don't think from the beginning it was all new for everybody here, and I don't think they had the right explanation.
no,
You know, so
yeah. I mean, I support it. I support it because on paper, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But what they did with the small print, that's the thing. They give you the big headlines. They don't give you the small print.
Yeah.
So now that I can read the small print, no, we all went for a ride.
Yeah.
With our money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And the city is taking advantage too, because guess what? The city projects with parks and cemeteries and all this, that should be on the budget, on the city budget,
Yeah.
not on my money, because I already pay enough money to the city to fix the cemeteries and to fix the parks. That belongs on the city budget, not on CPA.
Yeah.
That's another big problem I have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd rather see it go to city projects as opposed to, you know, private folks. I don't think that's really what it was meant for. And unfortunately, something starts out really good and then it just tumbles down. Once you let one person open that door and you give money to like a private entity, it just goes tumbling down. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really big on
I want that back on the votes. I want people to actually know what this is about, okay, and get voted again. I want to see if it's going to survive.
Yeah. Well,
okay, now that the truth is out, and I know it's a group out there already working on, to put that back on the ballot again, and I agreed with.
Yeah. Well, so it has to go through a ballot initiative first.
Well, yeah, so last time that I tried to get some information on is they're going to have like 150 signatures, just like me and Michelle did for the question on the ballot with the transfer station.
Oh, okay.
So if the city council, that's a request for the city council to put it on the ballot. If the city council don't want to put it on the ballot, then they have to go and collect 3,500 signatures.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which I don't think is going to be hard to do it.
No, I don't think the city council is going to approve that. I think you're going to have to go the signature route, or whoever's initiating is going to have to go the signature. But I agree with you. Unfortunately, that has been used as like a pet projects, and I don't think it. You know, the way it was explained and the way, when everybody supported it back, 5 or 6 years ago, I had different, I thought it was going to be done differently, that it was for things to improve city parks, improve recreational things. I didn't think we're giving money to fix someone's building or buy someone's land, or so it's gone totally off the tracks, you know. And again, it's like one person does it.
That's why I say. That's why I say. Yeah, that's why I say that was on the small print that they didn't show you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. And it, yeah, it's, yeah. And unfortunately, it really hasn't been. You know, there have been a lot of good projects that have come out of it, but I think there are a lot of things that we funded that I don't agree with at all. But yeah, it's like I said, it could be used as another piggy bank for the city.
And then we had projects. Yeah, and then we had projects. We had projects that the people were holding the money and not fixing the buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they have to bring them back and kind of ask for the money back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does people already have the money on their bank?
Yeah.
If the project's not done, if they never did, the job they're supposed to.
Yeah. No, that's why, like I said, the only way, if you got people on that committee that say, this is what, I mean, I understand they can give money to private folks, but this is what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? These are the projects that we're looking at doing. And hopefully that would change. And you know what? You need to switch up some of the people that are on that board too. I don't know how many people have been there for a while, but switch it up, get some new blood in there, or new ideas, and have a cross section. I think, from what I remember, most of the people on the board.
This council.
Yep.
This council board, I was told that they changed. This city council changed two people on the board. And they can go from 9. They can go from 9 to 25 people on the board.
Oh wow, yeah, that's too many. I think 9 is too many, to be honest with you. Because but I think that you need to have.
So,
God, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think you have to have a cross section of people from the different parts of the city. A lot of especially that board, I believe most of the people are from the North End. So it helps to have a different perspective. I lived in the North End for many years, and I've lived in the South End for 25 years or more now. And there are different perspectives on different parts of the city. And I think to just have mainly people from the North End on that committee, it's not helpful at all. It's just not helpful. And I think that definitely needs to be looked at. It should have been looked at years ago.
Well, one very interesting application last night was from this individual. I think he paints mirrors on the walls and stuff.
Okay.
On buildings and stuff.
Okay.
And the impression that I got was that he was trying to get money out of this, okay? Because you don't have a location, you didn't know what to do. I guess somebody just told him, hey, apply for money.
Yeah.
And I guess he thought they was going to get away with easy money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they have to tell him, oh, well done. You have first to do the stuff, to do the project, pay for the project, and then we will give you the money back. And the guy was total lost. He didn't know, again, how that he found out about applying for this project, for a project doing this council.
Yeah. Well, did any of the councils have any idea about what was, this program?
Well, you're going to have to repeat because we lost.
Yeah, no. Did any of the councils that you spoke with, were they familiar with this program? No.
Well, just the council that I spoke to, they said, well, we even knew that they had money to give away.
Oh, well, that's a problem then. There's another problem, right? if they don't even
I mean, we approve. The only thing we did was we just accepted 2 new board members, but we didn't know that, I didn't know that they had money to give away. So That's what I told her now. So now what you need to do as a city council is to find out if they have to give all the money away.
Yeah.
When they do this meeting, if they have to give all the money away, or if they can save some money for new applications that they knew about this, okay? And why they have to double the money on requests.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense to me. If they asking for 500 for a project that's going to cost 1,000, it's because they already have the other 500.
Yeah. No, they've got to communicate it somehow, whether it be on like this cable station or the FRG TV government channel, or put it on their website. I mean, this is the first I've heard, and if the councilors don't know, that's not really that good either, because you would think that they would have been briefed. If
no, I mean,
yeah,
well, according to this council that I asked, I think they're going to request the board the board to come in front of the city council again.
Oh, well, I guess that's putting the the cart after the buses
the cart. Yep.
So,
yep. Like they say, when the procession is out, now you have to watch it.
Hey, so this is already 2021 is going to be just as crazy as 2020, right?
As 2020. And I just watched something yesterday that actually said that we're not going to be 100% back to normal until 2024.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. Put on your double mask, because that's what they're telling us to do now. And then when you listen to other people, they're like, "That's silly. Why are you doing that?" That's been so much misinformation, Carlos, on all this BS.
I know. Started with something small and got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger by the months and everything. So let's go over vaccinations.
I'm glad you brought that up. He must have been a mind reader, because I want to just share something that there was a congressman, I think his name was Massey, and he brought up apparently with these trials, these vaccination trials, they found out that there was no benefit of someone getting the vaccine if they have had COVID within, the last 6 months. And this is coming from the trials that they had for the vaccine makers. And he went to the CDC and said, "Look, your information on the website says that you should still take it." He says, "I'm not trying to be political. What I'm trying to tell you is that, it's not true. And, if you're saying that you should do it, somebody that's 40 that works in a hospital, for example, as a nurse, they take it and it's not going to help them at all. They're taking that vaccine away from a 70 or an 80-year-old person that's waiting for it. So you need to change that information over." And they never changed it. They finally did change it after you went to them 5 or 6 times. But the language was very, two-sided. You could have, looked at it and it would have meant this, or you could have looked at it and meant this. So unfortunately, it's getting back to, there's so much misinformation. And then they, it's not going to help people believe when they do come out. It's the old wolf, the little kid that cried wolf, the wolf's here, the wolf's here.
Yeah.
And, so, but I know you have something else to say.
Oh, what I have to complain is about booking an appointment for a vaccine.
Yeah.
How an 80-year-old is going to go on a computer and register himself for a vaccine? Yeah. How is possible? And I'm going to give you two examples that I know the people personally.
Yeah.
Okay. How come this lady, it's a nurse, goes and has the because she's a nurse, goes and has the vaccine, but the husband is 50 years old, has no problems with health, okay? It's not nurse, goes and has the vaccine. Okay? That's how broke this whole system is. Okay? Now I'm going to give you another example. True story. 4 people are working with this on this house. Okay? They all healthcare people. 3 people are on the union. 1 person that's not on the union. 3 people get the letter from the company, goes and gets the vaccine. This person that's not in the union never gets an appointment, never gets an appointment, but asks one of the union nurses to get an appointment for her. She gets an appointment for her. And she goes in and she has a vaccine. So how broke it's already the system is on this vaccine appointments.
Well, I think, and this is what I've been, looking at and reading. I think it depends on your state. Like the state of Florida has a very good program. They're so good that people from New York State were going down there to get the vaccine because they couldn't get it in New York. So, my issue with this whole thing is that, you know what, you knew this was coming out. You knew the vaccine was coming out, even though they didn't want to say the vaccine. When they said the vaccine was coming out in December, they were like, there's no way that can happen. So you kind of knew in December, and this is what I've been reading, is that a lot of these states never thought it was going to come out in December, so they didn't do any planning at all. They did no planning whatsoever, and that's why we're in this situation, and I'm not really happy with, the state of Massachusetts. We're right behind there with New York State as far as the whole nursing home situation. So I'm going to put states.
How can New York not be in front if they have vaccines reserved for them in Taunton?
But Carlos, they were throwing vaccines out in New York City.
That was told to me. John, that was told to me on the phone with the pharmacy in Taunton, because I could not get a pharmacy in Fall River. I tried Taunton. That was told to me on the phone. I'm sorry, but the policy we have from the government is to only accept people with New York addresses. That was told to me.
For Taunton?
For Taunton.
Unreal. And yet they were throwing vaccine away, and New York City was throwing vaccine away. Again, when these governors have to, really get this together, because if Florida can do it,
I know,
and there are other states that can do it.
Something, John, you have 100 vaccines booked for police officers. If 50 police officers show up, the other 50 didn't show up, guess what? Those 50 should be already on the floor for the next day for whoever needs it.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
instead of holding and then throw them on the trash.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And like I said, the governors have to be held accountable. The vaccine went in. They knew about this was going to happen. They have public health organizations or departments in each one of these states. We can't be blaming on, whether it's Trump and now it's Biden. You can't be blaming on them. They should have had these plans put together. Sorry. And then they're coming back and saying, President Biden has to help us and get a plan. No, that's the state's job, But anyway.
So we up another 30 minutes. I think was a great show.
Yep. That's good.
I hope a lot of people get the message across. I think was a kind of a wake-up call, this show today.
Yeah. Hopefully people listen. Yeah, it'd be nice.
So I see you next week.
Yeah. Have a good week, Carlos. Have a good week, everybody.
Have a good week. Thank you.